Hello, friends. I'm Ozan Kirkbay. Welcome, all of you, to the astrology channel on YouTube. I'm back again. There's no escape. Achtung. There's no escape. There's nothing to be done. Friends, the ex-lovers video. We do. Midweek is starting. Why an ex-lovers video? Because many people on a spiritual level can't break away from their previous relationship and don't sever those ties themselves. For this reason, the molecules of the previous person are still present in our bodies, minds, and souls. Until you break this bond, you'll keep returning there every time you feel stuck. Why? Because the body will crave happiness. The mind and soul will crave happiness. Automatically, you'll ask yourself, where was I last happy? And you'll go back there. And even if your relationships here end, you'll still return there. Because there are moments when you were happy. Or when you experience a problem here, your soul and mind will start comparing it to the problems you had there. So you'll start thinking, was that better? And since you're curious about this, I get more requests about it. That's why now the ex-lovers video is starting with tarot love, friends. Let's see what the ex-lovers of friends whose sun sign and rising sign are Aries are up to. It's not for those whose ex is an Aries, but for those whose rising sign is Aries and who have an ex. This is for them, because this is often misunderstood. Exactly, I've said and explained this many times already. Because when you say, my ex is an Aries too, we're not talking about yours. Is your rising sign Aries? No, then this isn't for you. You should follow whatever your own rising sign is. Achtung! Let's see what the ex-lovers of people whose sun sign and rising sign are Aries are up to. Card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. Card number 1 says that your ex is currently running around trying to regain their strength. How do we know this? Because a major arcana card came up. Card number 8. Card number 8 represents the material world. Exactly, it represents the material world. And it says, physically, in concrete terms, I am trying to gather my strength. And on top of that, they are chasing after some effort. They are working hard for something. I need to restore my strength again. Achtung! Now, your ex, well, if after you they became someone else's ex, I wouldn't know about that. But your ex is currently busy regaining their strength because they have lost their strength. Card number 2 says, the star card has already passed through a point of satisfaction. And right now there are people around them who are emotionally supporting them. Together with those people, your ex is already busy regaining their strength. There is a fluctuating emotional balance at play. They're coming and going. Their emotional ups and downs are at their peak right now. Since their strength is depleted, in order to rise again, they go up, fall back, go up, fall back, go up, fall back. They need to pull themselves together. That level needs to rise all the way to the top. Achtung! Exactly, it needs to rise. That's why it's a period of ups and downs right now. One moment upset, the next reconciled, both with themselves and with those around them, because they're busy gathering strength. Emotionally, the ups and downs are very intense. So, what does card number 3 say? Card number 3 says that in the upcoming period, they're already going to start approaching the final stage regarding this. When they reach the final stage and gather all their strength, that's when they'll lift their head and look around. What do I want to pursue right now? What will you want to pursue? The most fundamental thing in human anatomy is that you'll elevate your comfort zone, and for that, you'll bring someone into your life. Achtung! And you'll include them in a profound, deep-rooted way. Mayday, 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 mayday. You will include them in a deep-rooted way. At the very moment when your soul has fully gathered itself, when your soul says, I'm ready, that's when you'll open your eyes and start to choose. I don't really think you care much about the person next to you. Right now, when you say, I want to continue with this one, you only use them as a band-aid, as you would say, just to patch things up. No, even they themselves might not realize it. So Aries rising signs, your ex-lovers are completely after this right now. Oh, the most detailed explanation. The name of the power of the shadow side? Exactly. Yes. Let's see. Friends with Taurus sun sign and Taurus rising sign. What are your ex-lovers after? What will they be after? The Aries sign is obvious. The sun sign and rising sign are Taurus. Old love 1, ex-love 2, and ex-love 3. We will see what is what and what is not. What is it not? Card number 1 says, look, your ex-love is currently in a phase of complete spiritual fulfillment. Their soul is satisfied, or in the process of being satisfied. So, after this, where do we see it here? The World card. This card is ruled by the planet Saturn. Having reached spiritual fulfillment, Saturn there says, now I expect something tangible from you. In other words, I expect values. You need to build certain values in your private life. I am asking this from you. In fact, I will demand it. They have received satisfaction, received attention. By satisfaction, I mean they've received attention again and again. The person has reached the stage of spiritual fulfillment or has come to the point of being satisfied. Automatically, they are in a position where they must provide something tangible, some value. They need to build or create something. Mayday, mayday. For this, if necessary, we go as far as changing addresses, cards, even making changes in the world. Just as you break away from a relationship, if you break away from that world, after leaving that relationship, you continue with a new one. If that relationship has brought you emotional fulfillment, you automatically start to become part of that world. What does this mean? It means I've left this world behind and I'm moving on to another one, just like in card number 2. It says, I have received those values. I have received that support. It's moving forward with great momentum. Move forward with great momentum. And clearly, the card of Taurus is already moving decisively toward new values, toward new directions. Your ex, dear, has both their sun sign and a rising sign in Taurus. But it's not like Aries. They're in the recovery phase. Actually, they've already moved past that phase. Exactly. They've moved past that recovery phase and are heading toward new values. So, what does the final destination say? Final destination says that there are jealous and spiteful people around you, which is already clear from the 2 of Wands here. They're heading in this direction. They've broken away from this, made a run for it, and are moving toward here. But there could be some troubles with this. How do we know that? From the 6 of Cups. Unexpected events may occur. In the upcoming period, a setback could come from behind. They need to watch out for that setback. Did you, dear Taurus rising, end your previous relationship, your ex, with fair behavior? If you ended it with fairness, there's no problem. In that case, there's no issue. Then move forward. But if you didn't end it fairly, if you acted selfishly and jumped from person to person, then as you head toward that new excitement, especially if you're really eager for it, the other one will be behind you. They'll say, oh, so you're the one who did this to me, and suddenly trip you up. And then you'll be stuck there for good. That whole process is currently unfolding at those very stages. May your writing be blessed. Father, Son, and Tuesday News. May it be with peace. Dear Taurus's ex-love is now also in Venus in Aries, Mercury in Aries. There's a real atmosphere of competition. Wow. We'll see what happens as things progress. Now, let's move on to Gemini sun sign and rising sign. Let's see what's up with the ex-lovers of these people. What are you? What aren't you? We'll find out. Tickle, 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 tickle. Tickle, 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 tickle. Tickle, 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 tickle. Gemini ex-lover number 1, Gemini ex-lover number 2, and Gemini ex-lover number 3. Are you ready? Now, in the midst of chaos, Gemini can find the Joker, the King. Twins are in turmoil right now. I don't even want to think about their ex-lover. If they're in chaos, that's just our normal behavior anyway. Well, I don't want to think about their ex-lover. I'm looking at card number 1. It says, what happened? The Ten of Cups is chasing after happiness. The order I want, the little bug I want, the exact thing I want, exactly as I want it. This is my comfort zone. And this is the person who fits my comfort zone. So this is my comfort zone. And this is the person who brings happiness to my comfort zone, to me, my order, my family. Exactly. Let's see where that's heading. We'll see now where it's going. Oh. He says, I don't care about anything except my own happiness. The ex-lovers of those with Gemini rising signs. How do we know? If the Queen of Cups has landed on the cups, shoulder, cup. So, another meaning of this card is, I don't care about the rest, I don't give a damn about the others. What? This is my order. And this is my family within my order, my happiness, my peace, my feelings, my waterfall. Just like my waterfall. That's the mood. Your ex is in right now, if they've jumped over that hurdle. If they've really jumped over it, then they've left it behind. So where are they headed? The number 3 of swords. What is the number 3? We'll see that now. Oh, wow. What happened? In the upcoming period, from there, values will start to emerge one after another. Values will come pouring out. You'll get what you deserve. And honestly, your ex, both of your exes, there's really no problem at all. No problem at all. Look, see. In the order of happiness, what is missing there automatically? Here it is. The golden one of the pentacles. Values are flying everywhere, and you have no idea. You're still tangled up, like a dish scrubber just going in circles, eating yourself up. First, you were like that. Oh, it's long gone. Man, of course it's long gone. You should look ahead now. There's such a thing as shame. Do you realize you're wronging yourself right now? Value is coming in abundance. So, why? Because emotion is being added to the mix. Since emotion is involved, it's already within the 10 of Cups. That's the goal here. This is being used from the middle. And now the 6 of Pentacles is on the outside. How? People are skipping this part and trying to get over there. They're trying to act purely based on logic. Logic often is already what money is. If you act logically, you can't reach emotion in your personal life. If you act logically, you'll attain material things in your business life. But in your personal life, you need to use emotion. When you make emotional decisions, when you bring that into the equation, value automatically comes. Look, there's no devil card here. What does the devil card mean? I offered my whole skin, my whole body to the person in front of me. That was a brilliant move. You automatically made them addicted to you. So, you can't get material things there. Material things come to you, they're in this way. You give from your soul, right? In exchange for ambition, for material gain. In this case, your soul starts to darken. It turns into a commercial cycle. I get material things in exchange for my soul. I get material things in exchange for my soul. Why? There are no emotions involved. It's a logical situation there. Your emotions are unhappy because you're chasing material things, not emotions. That was the general meaning. But the ex of a Gemini is currently doing exactly what they should be doing and experiencing exactly what they need to experience. That's it. Don't expect them to be regretful at all. It's got nothing to do with that. Now let's move on. Let's move on to Cancer signs. Let's see what Cancer X is. are after. Okay, what are they up to? Cancer X number 1 wants Cancer X number 2 and Cancer X number 3. What are they saying? They're saying, how the Cancer X is currently facing some serious resistance, Right here, that's what we're talking about. In the assembly of subjects. In the midst of serious chaos, there's strong resistance. Yeah, there's an ego problem there. Ego problem. I win, you win, I win, you win, I win. This is what the Cancer X is after right now. And they've taken up their swords and put up such a strong guard that they're saying, not a chance. They're saying, not a chance. What happened? First, you're going to satisfy my ego. Satisfy my ego. Without fighting, just with a shield up. You're going to satisfy my ego. If you don't satisfy my ego, well, you won't even get water on a rainy day. And that's coming from me, even though I'm a Cancer. No water for you on a rainy day. Even though I'm a Cancer, you haven't drawn the line. So you could cut it off. You haven't drawn the line so you could cut it off. Let's get to the last card with a bowing sound. On the last card, it says, have, ooh. But now there's a situation like this. There's a situation like this. These are terrible moves from A to Z. Reason? Because there's a tower here that's collapsed like a door. Door, minions. There's a tower that's collapsed like a door. Why did this tower collapse? Do you know why? Get rid of this, my friend. This is at the last moment for you, because I'm telling you, for your ex, it's the most unnecessary thing in the world for you. Reason? If you insist on this, it won't work. Did you get rid of this? That's when growth happens here. This is the spirit, because order is spirit. You have to take some risks. Something has to be sacrificed so that you can establish order. There, fair and square, step by step, step by step, step by step. If you keep resisting like this, everything you know will collapse. Otherwise, if we remove this, spirits will unite and a common order will be established. Dear Cancer Rising, your ex-love is currently fighting the wrong match in the wrong arena on the wrong track. Exactly, they're fighting the wrong match in the wrong arena. I won't step into that ring. I wouldn't stoop to that. Man, what difference does it make if you do or don't? It's already too late, man. Exactly, it's already too late. There's nothing to be done. Now, let's move on. Let's move on now to the Leo signs. Let's see, what's your situation? What's going on? We're in review mode. Let's see what the ex-lovers of Leos are up to. Card number 1. Card number 2. And card number 3. What do they say about their ex-lovers? Aha! There's a phase of trying to find balance. The balance card, that's what it says. They just can't seem to settle into that balance. He needs to sit down by the power of the shadows, melee. So, what's the card in the middle? Between my emotions, their emotional world, and their logical world. Because this represents something tangible. There's a problem balancing between their emotional world and the tangible world. They can hold in their hands. They're acting too emotionally. They need to act logically. The Leo signs ex-love. Logically, in other words, they shouldn't care. So, is there any emotion there? Is there something that immediately brings the feeling there, that turns that place into that feeling? There are things that turn it into emotion. In fact, the path is completely open. It all depends on whether they truly care or not. If they care, the path is open. But within the framework of logic. If he does it in an emotional context, that balance is lost. If they take it to the emotional side, that balance is lost. When they act logically, Tick, 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 tick. Everything falls into place. Right, now the ex-lovers of Leo signs. If they've completed those ups and downs, ding. If they haven't, those paths and that balance are lost. Those paths are completely destroyed, cannot be open. And now, in this situation, it means that in the previous part of that X issue, in other words, the part involving you, the balance hasn't quite settled yet. Once that balance is established, everything will proceed smoothly, one after another. Now let's move on. Let's move on to Virgo signs. This is the last zodiac sign in this video. Let's see what the ex-lovers of friends with Virgo sun or rising signs are up to. What are they after? Virgo ex-love number 1, Virgo ex-love number 2, and Virgo ex-love number 3. Bro, the situation there is serious and unusual. Why? Because both Venus and Mercury are in Aries. This can put Virgos in a tough spot because they want to move forward patiently, steadily, and securely. But Venus in Aries gets in the way of that. It's either my desires or my ego. Aries is all about me, my own space. Right now, the ex-lovers of Virgos are chasing after values. The values of my living space. My values, my desires. Why? Because of the sun, by the way. They're chasing after values. Let's see. They even chased after these values with more than one person. In fact, they're getting full support from someone directly. Mayday, mayday, card number 2. The same problem there too. Look, the same thing just happened. Now, the same thing is coming up again. A moment ago, the 2 of Wands appeared. On top of that, the Ace of Cups. In that one as well, the wand in the back could trip this up. It needs to be watched out for. If you notice, that card always comes out together with the other one. They have to come out together anyway. There's no other match, friends. It's heading towards excitement. Just as you're going, snap. What happened? I fell. What did you do? What's up? They wanted it too, but I didn't. Automatically, in the name of the power of shadows, I was betrayed by the ground. Again. The third card explains what will happen there. Come on. Someone there needs to grow. Someone there needs to grow. They can't grow spiritually. They can't mature. How do we know? Right here. Souls that can't mature are together. There's a problem somewhere. And the soul can't mature. Because they can't mature, the ego comes to the forefront. Their ego is at the forefront. They say they're definitely leaving now. So then at least I'll trip them up from behind. If they can't be with me, they can't be with that person either. This is a sign of a soul that cannot mature. Because competition is at its peak. Because jealousy is at its peak. And because there are even more women involved, bam. Houston, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. What happened? I was betrayed. Well, the previous one is trying to block both the current and the potential future one. So, Mr. Bashak, on the subject of relationships. Be strict. Trust no one. Nope. Otherwise, bam. If you couldn't be mine, then let it become Korean soil now. Exactly. That's all for now. Friends, up to Virgo. In the next video, from Libra to the other signs. I am Ozan Kurtbay. I wish you a good evening. Thank you. Exactly.